What's up, guys? We are back with a full slate of NBA action here on Friday, January 3rd. We're going to break down every NBA game tonight and look at bets on the side and over-under, and I might be back in the afternoon to throw some player props in the pinned comment once injury reports are confirmed. In terms of a recap, guys, we should have had a 3-0 day. We were just a hair away. We had the Celtics. They're the ones that let us down. We had them minus 3.5. They had a plethora of opportunities at the very end of that game. I want to say they missed their last 6 shots in a row and fouled a three-point shooter to eventually win that game by only 3. So I know some of you got that game at minus 2.5. Good job there. You cashed. We also cashed our other 2 plays that were in the pinned comment. We had the Pacers plus 1.5. A very easy win out there for Indiana. They won that one comfortably against the Heat, and a nice blowout win there for the Warriors, winning 139-105 against the 76ers. So a 2-1 day. We're not going to complain about that too much, but we should have had an undefeated night for sure. We're still riding high, guys. 12-3 over our last 4 days. So absolutely on fire right now. Also, just a heads up, guys, this is the secondary channel, so make sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. If you're new over here, most of you are. If you're coming over from my main channel, we'll be back over there on Sunday once we're able to upload there again. But right now, living on this secondary channel. So let's get after it, guys. Let's find some wins out there tonight. All of our videos are sponsored by StumpTheSpread.com. We have a team of experienced cappers over there for every major sport, currently covering NFL, NBA, NCAA football, UFC, NHL, and college basketball. We've been on a sick run. We went 4-2 on Wednesday. We went 6-3 today, covering many sports. I mean, yeah, we had NHL in there, college basketball, college football, NBA in there as well. So a very nice day out there to go 6-3, as you can see with these picks on the screen. So let's keep things rolling there. Click the link in the description to head over to StumpTheSpread.com if you want to check things out. And if you're not sure that signing up for a premium package is right for you right now, just try us out by signing up for our free email list. You'll get updates on our results and you'll get free picks straight to your inbox. Comment below with any bets you're looking at today, and we will give you our best advice on all of them. We are committed to responding to every single comment every day, so let us know anything you want to say about my picks, these videos, or anything you see here. As always, our favorite picks will be in the pinned comment down below. Now let's get into our first game of this very busy slate. We have the Charlotte Hornets going on the road to take on the Detroit Pistons. Charlotte's having a really rough time, guys. They've now lost 8 in a row. They're fresh off a 115-108 loss there against the Bulls. Pretty rough stuff for Charlotte right now. We see Ball and Brandon Miller. So, yeah, clearly and far away, they're 2 best players on the team. Right now on the injury report, Ball dealing with an ankle and wrist issue. He is questionable for this game. Brandon Miller, guys, he's listed as questionable as well, still dealing with that ongoing ankle issue. The last time Brandon Miller played was back on December 26th. The last time LaMelo Ball played was back on December 26th as well. So Charlotte tagging things out. They want these 2 kids to sit as much as they can here because there's really no point in them winning games this season. So I would not be surprised to see them sit this game out as well as they go on the road to take on the Detroit Pistons, who are now 15-18 on the season, fresh off that 105-96 win there against the Magic. But pretty tough stuff there to see Ivy go down with what turned out to be a broken leg. Seemed like an extremely unnecessary and kind of reckless dive there by Cole. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, that was pretty brutal stuff, guys. That was tough to watch. That was really tough to watch. So we'll see how Detroit handles that situation. They come into this game, healthy aside from that, and obviously that is a big loss for them. They did play really well against the Magic, and they do come into this game healthy. Detroit is 5.5-point favorites playing at home in this game. We've got a total of 216. The Hornets are only 7-7 against the spread on the road. Detroit 6-8 against the spread at home, and 5-8-1 against the spread after a win this season. So not a great team against the spread after a win. We're going to have to wait and see on this game a little bit, guys. We got to make sure that LaMelo and Brandon Miller are going to be out for this game. If they're both out, I'm going to be leaning towards the Pistons here a little bit. If they both end up playing, though, definitely give me the Hornets and the points. So like I said, just a wait and see spot there on game 1. Next up, guys, we got the Orlando Magic. They're going on the road to take on the Toronto Raptors. They're fresh off of that 105-96 loss there against the Pistons, and things are getting pretty bleak there for Orlando. They've just had too many injuries so far this season. It's not their fault. They got off to a great start. Once Paolo comes back and once Franz Wagner comes back, this team can turn things around pretty crazy, pretty fast. But that's not going to be quite yet, and we've got other injuries to discuss, guys. Anthony Black is out. Jalen Suggs, he's listed as healthy, but he's dealing with that wrist issue, so that could be a problem. Gary Harris has been on the injury report constantly. Anthony Black, I guess he's technically questionable for this game, so there's a chance he plays, but definitely very up in the air. Queen dealing with an illness. I think he'll be back for this game the vast majority of the time. And Gary Harris, guys, still dealing with that hamstring issue. He is out for this game. So they're not going to be at full strength here as they go on the road to take on the Raptors, who are actually fresh off of a win, a 130-113 blowout win there against the Brooklyn Nets. Obviously, a team that's dealing with, a lot of injuries and all kinds of stuff there, but taking advantage of a Brooklyn team that's looking at trading away basically everybody. Scotty Barnes had a massive day, a good day from Quickly, who's now back out there. And yeah, all of a sudden, this Toronto team looking very, very good. They're, at full strength, or at least they were for that game, and it appears they're going to be very close to full strength for this one. Quickly looking healthy, Grady Dick healthy, Scotty Barnes healthy, and RJ Barrett, guys, he's questionable for this one. He's dealing with an illness, so I think there's a very good chance he comes back for this game as well. So Toronto getting a 1.5 here playing at home. We've got a total of 216.5. Orlando only 7-11 against the spread on the road. They are an NBA worst 4-9-1 against the spread coming off of a loss. Toronto is actually 12-5-1 against the spread at home. They're 4-3 against the spread after a win. Guys, give me the Toronto Raptors here, unless we see some weird breaking news that they're sitting everybody for some reason. But I love Toronto in the spot, getting 1.5 points. I even love them as if they end up being favorites in this game. So definitely give me Toronto here against a very, very banged up, just decimated Orlando Magic team. Next on the docket, we're looking at the Boston Celtics. They're going on the road to take on the Houston Rockets. The Celtics played last night at Minnesota, got the 118-115 win. They really, really screwed us there, guys. They should have won that game comfortably by like close to 10 points, a lot closer to 10 than to 3, and they definitely should have at least covered that 3.5. Pretty annoying to see them just, sell at the end of the game. Kind of a typical Celtics thing to do. They throw up all those threes. Eventually, they stop falling. Usually at the end of the game, things tighten up, and they tighten up. So they end up getting the win against not the best team, but now they've got that quick turnaround. They've got to go from a very cold weather city to a relatively hot city in Houston. So obviously not going to be hot there necessarily, but definitely a big, big shift. They come into this game, with some guys still on the injury report. Jaylen Brown did not play there against the Timberwolves. So we'll see what he does in this one. He hasn't played since the 31st, but there's a chance he'll be back for this game, with that shoulder issue after not playing, on the first half of the back-to-back. Porzingis did eventually end up not playing in that game against the Timberwolves. There's a chance he'll be back for this one as well. So we'll see what happens with those two guys. Obviously, that makes a significant difference in this game, but they don't have a cupcake matchup here lined up playing on back-to-back nights, guys. They're going on the road to Houston, who's 22-11 on the season. They're fresh off of a comfortable 110-99 win there over the Mavericks. The Rockets have been playing well. They did, lose 2 games there, losing by 1 to the Timberwolves and by 4 to the Heat, but it seems like they're kind of figuring things back out now. They come into this game relatively healthy. The starting lineup's healthy. We do see Thompson is, Amen Thompson still suspended there. Tari Eason on the injury report as well. He's dealing with that lower leg issue. He's doubtful for this game against the Celtics, so I guess we're probably not going to see him out there, but a close to full strength Houston team nevertheless. The Rockets are actually getting 3 points here at home. We've got a total of 220.5. Boston 6-8-1 against the spread on the road. They're 3-2 against the spread this season on no rest, but they're only 5-18-2 against the spread after a win. Houston, they've been a very good home team. They're 11-6 against the spread at home. They're 12-9 against the spread after a win, and they are 5-1 this year when they have a rest advantage. Guys, give me the Houston Rockets. You're getting 3 points. You probably want to jump on this one a little bit early. Maybe the public will come in on the Celtics here, but this is just a great, great spot to be on those Houston Rockets. Next up, guys, we've got something of a toilet bowl here. We've got the Washington Wizards going on the road to take on the New Orleans Pelicans. The Wizards come into this game fresh off of a win, shockingly enough, a 125-107 win, a blowout win there against the Bulls. They've been playing a little bit better lately. They did keep it close against the Knicks once. They beat the very short-handed Hornets, but I'm not about to freak out here about the Wizards. They do have Poole and Kuzma healthy, and I guess that's enough to, kind of keep things competitive. We'll see what they do going up against the Pelicans. Apparently, they're going to get Alvarado back. Cool. Not about to freak out about that. They are coming off of a 119-108 loss there at Miami. So we'll see if they can bounce back here a little bit. This team has had a lot of problems this year. I mean, Dejounte Murray, CJ McCollum, they're ready to go. But obviously, we're not going to see Zion. Although I was just seeing video early tonight of him, working out pretty aggressively on the floor there, getting some shots up. And they were pretty aggressive shots. It wasn't just set shooting. He was running around, shooting fadeaways, stuff like that. So maybe Zion getting a little bit closer to a return than we realized. But yeah, no Brandon Ingram, obviously. So This Pelicans team certainly not at full strength, although the odds makers are pretty high on New Orleans in this one. They're 7-point favorites at home. We've got a total of 232.5. Washington 4-7-2 against the spread on the road. New Orleans 9-9 against the spread at home. Guys, this isn't a game I'm super interested in. I can't trust either one of these teams. If you're begging me for a lean on this one, give me the Pelicans here at -7. I think the odds makers are kind of telling us which way to lean. You could also take the over in this game, but not one that I'm very interested in myself. Next up, we've got one of the marquee games of the night. We've got the New York Knicks going on the road to take on the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Knicks are absolutely cruising, guys. They're just winning game after game. A 9-game winning streak right now to get to 24-10. Their last time out, they got a 119-103 blowout win there over Utah. So a nice win there. And it's not like they've been playing the toughest teams lately, but they've been, rolling off win after win. So got to give them credit where credit is due. They've stayed relatively healthy. We do see, both Brunson and Miles McBride there on the injury report. So pretty important guys there. We do see Brunson is technically questionable for this game, and he hasn't played since back on the 30th. So, yeah, dealing with that calf issue, there's no reason to be, rushing him back here for regular season games. But we'll see what happens with him. Miles McBride with a hamstring issue also. Like, both of these guys, this is a big deal. Whether these guys play or not makes a big difference. They don't have that much bench depth, so they need McBride off the bench. And obviously, any team missing a Jalen Brunson level player, that's going to be a big deal. So we'll see what they can do on the road here against the Thunder, who are actually 28-5 on the season. They're fresh off of a pretty comfortable 18-point win there against the Clippers. SGA scored 29 points. This is the 13th win in a row there for the Thunder, who are just looking like the best team in the NBA right now. They come into this game looking very, very healthy. The only exception is Alex Caruso, and obviously Chet Holmgren not back yet. Caruso, he was ruled out for that Thursday game against the Clippers. Will he be back for this Friday game? We're gonna see here, guys. It's not impossible that he's back for this game. Obviously, it's the quick turnaround here for the Thunder. That game against the Clippers was a nice one in terms of the minutes load everybody played. It wasn't too crazy. We do see nobody playing over 30 minutes. None of the starters playing over 30 minutes. So pretty good stuff there. Dort only 23, SGA right there at 30 minutes. Hartenstein 23 minutes. And, they don't have to travel here either. So, yeah, good news there for the Thunder. I think they've got, not the worst spot here, playing on no rest. So we'll see what goes on there. Looking at the numbers, the Thunder are 5-point favorites. We got a total of 220.5. The Knicks are 10-9 against the spread on the road. They are 12-10-1 against the spread after a win, and they are 4-3 against the spread when they have a rest advantage. The Thunder 10-5-1 against the spread at home, so very good. 18-8-1 against the spread after a win. That's a crazy number right there. They're also 4-4-1 against the spread when they have a rest disadvantage. So in general in this game, guys, I am leaning towards the Thunder at -5. I just don't think the Knicks have the depth to hang, and while the fatigue issue could be a problem, I just think this is a better spot to be in the Thunder at home. They are not having to travel here. They're a very good home team. The Knicks have no depth, and Brunson might not even play in this game. Go ahead and give me the Thunder here. As a small lean, we want to make sure we find out about Brunson before we bet this game. Next up, we've got the Cleveland Cavaliers going on the road to take on the Dallas Mavericks, a game that would have been a lot bigger if Luka wasn't hurt. The Cavs are playing amazing, guys. What are they up to now? Yeah, 8 straight wins. They blew out the Lakers 122-110. They were playing on back-to-back nights there. That was not a problem. Cleveland absolutely cruising. They come into this game pretty healthy. We do see Okoro still there on the injury list. He is, going to be at least 2 weeks, but that's now been 15 days ago. So there's a shot that he should be getting relatively close to returning. We just don't know exactly when that's going to be. Other than that, they're looking pretty much healthy and ready to go as they head on the road to take on the Mavs, who have now lost 3 in a row. Not the toughest, not the easiest schedule they've had lately, but things have been a bit all over the place for Dallas, ever since we saw Luka go down. Obviously, he's still going to be out for this game. PJ Washington also on the injury report. He's dealing with that knee issue. He's questionable for this game. Obviously, he's a big piece for them to be missing with Luka out. Najee Marshall being suspended has not been ideal, guys. He was suspended for 4 games, so not going to be back yet for this one either. So definitely not the full strength Dallas Mavericks, and that came back to bite him for sure against the Rockets in a game. We saw Quentin Grimes actually lead the way. Kyrie only scored 16 points in the game, so not an ideal night, not an ideal situation for the Mavs, who are getting 6.5 points here playing at home. We got a total of 230.5. Cleveland 11-4 against the spread on the road. That's an NBA best road against the spread record, and they're 21-7 against the spread after a win. That's a crazy number, guys. Hard to even wrap my head around that number. All these Dallas numbers that we're about to read, obviously, a lot of them were racked up with Luka on the floor. They're 9-6 against the spread at home and 7-5-1 against the spread after a loss. But I'm not worried about that, guys. And I know this feels like a chalky pick, but I just think Dallas is too shorthanded. Cleveland's too good. Give me the Cavaliers here. I think they probably win this game by like 10-15, if I'm honest. And if they shoot the ball really well, it could be even worse than that. Next on the docket, we're looking at the San Antonio Spurs. They're going on the road to take on the Denver Nuggets. The Spurs are fresh off a win, a 122-86 dismantling there of the Clippers. We were on the Spurs in that game, so thank you, Spurs. They come into this one 17-6 on the year. They're doing some very good things. We love what we've seen from Wemby here down the stretch, and they come into this game relatively healthy. Sohan is listed as, out. We'll see if that actually holds up for this one. Or no, he has officially been ruled out there with that back issue. So no Sohan in this game. I know he's put up some decent numbers, but I don't think that's the end of the world. He only played 15 minutes in that blowout against the Clippers, so I don't know how much they're really going to miss him in this specific matchup. We'll have to see, but I'm not too worried about it. They've got Chris Paul, Vassell, Harrison Barnes, and most importantly, Wemby rested and ready to go for this game, so they should be, ready to put up quite the fight there against the Nuggets, who are 19-13 now. They've won 3 in a row, but when your wins are against the Hawks, Jazz, and Pistons, and it was not the full-strength Hawks, we got a little bit hoodooed there on the Atlanta injury report, but I don't think you really have to freak out too much about, this. I don't think this Denver team is suddenly like a world beater, so we'll see what they can do. This is the first time these two teams have played each other this season. The Nuggets come into this game relatively healthy. No Aaron Gordon still. He's listed as out for this game. Yeah, still dealing with that calf issue, so he's not going to be back for this one. Hasn't played since Christmas, so that has not been ideal, but Denver's been playing okay enough that the odds makers are making them 7.5 point favorites in this spot. We've got a total of 235.5. The Spurs are 8-6 against the spread on the road, 7-9 against the spread after a win. Denver 7-7-1 against the spread at home, and 8-9-1 against the spread after a win. Guys, I think this game's kind of a toss-up. That makes me want to lean towards the points here. It does worry me a little bit. San Antonio's playing on the road here at elevation, and with guys like Wemby, he might not be quite used to that kind of situation. Chris Paul, a very ancient player, so I'm a little bit worried about this game. Might be more of a stay away spot. I am excited to watch a Wemby versus Jokic matchup. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know if this is a game that I'm really too interested on wagering on. Next on the docket, we're looking at the Memphis Grizzlies. They're going on the road to take on the Sacramento Kings. The Grizzlies are 23-11 on the season. They're fresh off a 117-112 win there at the Phoenix Suns, so pretty good stuff in that game, guys. And we saw Jaren Jackson Jr. have a very nice day. They won that game despite, not having Ja Morant. We were on the Grizzlies and the points in that one, so we'll take it. Put that win on the board. Yeah, 38 points from Jaren Jackson Jr., 31 points from Desmond Bane. Scottie Pippen Jr. couldn't throw it in the ocean, but still, managed to do some positive things out there. And yeah, just a very good showing there from those two stars. And Luke Kennard continues to shoot the lights out from the bench. So good stuff there for Memphis. Bad news is they come into this game pretty banged up. Ja still on the injury report. Zach Edey on the injury report. Yeah, Ja, still dealing with that sprained shoulder. He's not going to be back for this game. Edey, still in the concussion protocol, but he's been upgraded to questionable, so there's a shot he plays in this one. Obviously, missing Marcus Smart for all this time has not been great. He's, he's going to be out here for a while with that index finger injury. And yeah, Memphis far from full strength right now. I mean, Santi Aldama is on the injury report as well, still dealing with that left ankle sprain. He's considered week to week as well. So far from the full strength Memphis Grizzlies, but they've been finding a way to get the job done in some situations here. We'll see what they can do going on the road to take on the Kings, who have won 2 in a row, a 113-107 win over the 76ers the last time out, with a very nice night from Fox and a nice 15-0 surge there late to rally past the 76ers. Not that the 76ers are the toughest team. I do still think Sacramento has a plethora of issues. I don't think a coaching change is really, going to make the biggest difference, but we'll see. De'Aaron Fox, obviously, he's healthy. He's ready to go. This team in general is healthy and ready to go. Keegan Murray dealing with that ankle issue. He might not be out there, but other than that, they should be at full strength. Looking at the numbers here, the Kings are -4, so 4-point favorites at home. We got a total of 238.5. Memphis 10-6 against the spread on the road. Sacramento 5-13-2 against the spread at home this season. Guys, I'm going to be siding with the Kings here. I don't necessarily love it, but the Grizzlies are just too banged up for this, to continue, for them to just, keep on putting up these big numbers. So I think we see Memphis hit a little bump in the road here. Give me the Kings at -4. This actually is a shot to end in the pinned comment, but with how bad the Kings have been playing lately, I might end up not quite making it there. Last but not least here, guys, we're looking at the Atlanta Hawks going on the road to take on the Los Angeles Lakers. The Hawks come into this game 18-6 on the season. They're fresh off a tough kind of blowout loss at the hands of the Denver Nuggets. Part of the reason for that blowout loss, though, was that we saw Jalen Johnson end up sitting this game out, dealing with that shoulder issue. He's questionable for this game against the Lakers as well, so unfortunately this is going to be a wait and see situation. We need him out there for us to have confidence in this game. We also see Trae Young there on the injury list. He's dealing, with that hand issue. He's questionable for this one, but I think he's closer to probable than questionable, but we'll have to kind of wait and see it there. Overall, the Hawks definitely not what I would consider a full-strength team right now. I mean, Bogdanovich, he's also dealing with the issue. He's questionable for this game with that lower leg issue. So, yeah, 3 very important guys there for the Hawks that we need to know the availability on before we could be, confident betting this game. They're going on the road to take on the Lakers, who are fresh off a 114-106 win there against the Trailblazers. It was a maximum effort game there from LeBron. 38 points. He was shooting the ball really, really well, made 7 threes in the game. Not something you can always count on. We did not see Anthony Davis suit up for this game, so Jackson Hayes stepped in, and he looked mediocre at best, I would say. But overall, the Lakers played pretty well, and by the Lakers, I mean mostly LeBron and Max Christie. So we'll see if they've got a bounce back in him here, but playing on back-to-back nights could be a little bit tough. We do see Anthony Davis, missed that game. I think there's a pretty good chance he's back for this one on Friday, playing the second half of a back-to-back. But will LeBron play the second half after, playing a pretty heavy minutes load there? I mean, how many minutes did he play against Portland? 36 minutes. So, yeah, I don't know, guys. It seems like a big ask to me. The Lakers are 4-point favorites. We've got a total of 231.5. Atlanta, 8-8 against the spread on the road, 7-8 against the spread after a loss, and 5-5 against the spread when they have a rest advantage. The Lakers, 8-7 against the spread at home, 2-2 against the spread on no rest, and 8-10 against the spread after a win. They're also 1-2 with against the spread with a rest disadvantage. So, guys, I'm leaning towards the Hawks here getting 4 points, but I cannot, in good conscience, put this in the pinned comment yet. Maybe it'll get added in later in the afternoon because once we get injury reports confirmed, I'll have a little bit more information. Obviously, the line will probably moved as well, so we'll see what happens there. But I'm gonna need the Hawks to be at close to full strength, and I'm gonna need to see who's actually gonna be out there for the Lakers before I can give you my best lean on this one. Like I said, leaning towards the Hawks and the points against the tired Lakers, but we're going to kind of have to wait and see. That's all the games we have for today, guys. Hit that like button before you get out of here. Hit that subscribe button if you're new over here on the secondary channel. We'll be back on the main channel eventually, but right now, living over here. Definitely click the link in the description. Head over to stumpthespread.com. We've got a ton of good information over there for you and premium picks if you're interested in that have been very, very good over a huge sample size, obviously, but also on a bit of a hot run now. And we've got a lot of great action coming up this weekend. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys tomorrow for more sports betting action.